Hello, fans, and thanks for checking in here on HersheyBears.com. The All-Star break is now behind us, and that means the unofficial second half of the season begins for your Hershey Bears. And this locker room will be full of activity once again as your East Division leaders get back in action in about as comfortable a spot as they can be. However, the going gets a little bit tough starting this weekend. This weekend will begin one of 6 in a row in which the team has to play 3 games in 3 nights, 2 of which are here at Giant Center, and that's why we go back in the den, presented by Travel Champs. The stretch begins this Friday when the Bears head back to the place where they posted their highest offensive outburst of the season, Allentown's PPL Center. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms had lost just 3 games in regulation on their home sheet prior to Hershey's visit on the 21st. Fans of both teams say that this game could have done without the numerous power plays handed out, 18 total, with 11 going to Lehigh Valley and 7 to Hershey. But games are often won and lost on special teams, and whether there are 8 or 18, you have to roll with the flow. The Bears gave up a power play goal just 3:15 into the game, and it came on a defensive zone turnover. Take that out of the equation, and this contest was as dominant a Bears game has been in the past several years. Hershey would go on a run and score 7 unanswered goals, all by different players. Casey Wellman, Stan Galiev, Jim O'Brien, Chris Brown, Connor Carrick, Chris Newberry, and Tim Kennedy. O'Brien's goal was the game changer as it came with his team shorthanded and holding a 2-1 lead. It would become the winner when Brandon Manning managed a 5-on-3 tally with 7:49 left to play. Philip Grubauer made 23 saves in picking up the victory, while Martin Ouellette and Anthony Stolars shared a tough night in the Phantoms' net. Friday's game is the 8th meeting of the season between the clubs. The Bears are 1-2-0-1 at PPL Center. Forward Kevin Gumas is the Phantoms player to watch, having tallied a goal and an assist in back-to-back games. Peter Straka, who has 2 goals in the season series, was recalled by the Philadelphia Flyers earlier this week. Former Bears star Andrew Gordon has 2 goals and an assist against the Bears, and Jason Atkinson, who was held to 1 assist in Wednesday's blowout, has 2 goals and 2 assists in 4 games this series. Friday's game from PPL Center will be televised on ABC 27's RTV Channel 27.2 and is available on Comcast 246, Verizon Fios 461, Blue Ridge 152, and Coon 67. Airtime is 7 p.m. The Bears radio network of affiliates WQIC 100.1, WTKT 1460, and iHeartRadio will hit the air with the M&C Foreign Car Parts pregame show at 6:25. The toughest part of this weekend then will greet the Bears on their return to Giant Center on Saturday as they face the Syracuse Crunch. Syracuse has won all 3 games in the season series to date, and they enter the new week just 1 point off of the top spot in the entire Eastern Conference. Stats don't lie. The Crunch have been the biggest thorn in the Bears' side this season. On November 14th, the Bears headed to the War Memorial and came out of the gate flying. The club scored on its 3rd shot of the game when Chris Newberry jammed a Casey Wellman feed behind Andrei Vasilevsky. But the host would go on a run, scoring twice in less than 7 minutes to provide all the necessary offense. Henry Ikonen, Nikita Nestorov, and all-star Jonathan Marchessault added to the goals scored by Mike Angelidis and Kevin Lynch for 5 unanswered strikes in a 5-1 victory. 2 weeks later, the clubs met at Giant Center. Stan Galiev buried a power play goal to answer an opening strike by Philippe Paradis, and the game headed into the 3rd tied 1-1. Again, the Crunch would find success in the 3rd, getting 2 goals from Cody Kunik and an empty netter from Marchessault to take a 4-1 win. Vasilevsky added 28 saves to his resume against the Bears in improving to 2-0. Back in Syracuse on December 12th, the Bears went, and the visitors would again strike first on Galiev's 8th of the season, putting the Bears in front until Angelidis tied things up in the middle frame. This time in the 3rd period, the Bears outshot the Crunch 12-4, and Vasilevsky again found a way to keep the puck out of his net. The Crunch also scored on 3 of their 4 shots, claiming a 4-1 victory and keeping Vasilevsky perfect in 3 tries against Hershey. Vasilevsky has allowed 2 goals or less in 14 games this season and is 12-2 when doing so. So the Bears look to build on their recent offensive success to break their struggle against Syracuse as they look for their 4th consecutive win at the Den. Marchessault has 4 points in the season series to lead the head-to-head offense, with both of his goals scored into the empty net. Captain Mike Angelidis has 3 points, with both of his goals registered as game-tying markers. Henry Ikonen also has 2 goals and an assist, which accounts for 1/3 of his season's total production on offense. Tickets are available for Saturday's game, but if you can't make it, you can catch it on the entire Bears radio network beginning at 6:20. The weekend then wraps up on Sunday with the Bears playing their traditional Super Bowl Sunday special, and this year it's again the Norfolk Admirals as the opponent. Sunday will be Norfolk's final visit of the season to Chocolatetown and could very well be the club's last visit as the developmental club of the Anaheim Ducks, with the recent talks of NHL clubs pulling their franchises west in the near future. On Norfolk's most recent visits, the team split with the Bears, first dropping a 3-1 decision on the 10th of the month. Former Bears center Dave Stuccio put Norfolk on the board first, but a 3-point night from newly assigned defenseman Nate Schmidt, which included 2 power play goals, propelled the Bears to victory. Third star honors went to goaltender Brandon Anderson, who won his AHL debut in his 3rd season with the organization by stopping 30 of 31 shots. In the January 11th rematch, it was Emerson Edam's turn to score twice on the power play, which wiped out a Casey Wellman opening goal and helped Norfolk to an eventual 4-2 win. Chris Wagner added a tally past goaltender Justin Peters to move Norfolk up by 2 before Chris Newberry made things interesting when he scored with 7:19 left to play. Steckel would hit the empty net and dash the hopes of the Bears, who had a 6-on-3 power play situation in the game's final 76 seconds. Wagner, Norfolk's All-Star representative, leads the club with 12 goals and ranks 3rd with 21 points. Of those 12 goals, 5 have come against Hershey. Fans are reminded that Sunday's face-off is at a special 2 p.m. start time. Airtime on the entire Bears radio network is slated for 1:20. All fans in attendance receive a one-day pass to Hershey Park valid through July 31st, and the Bears will also try to match the popularity of last year's Groundhog Day sweater when they don them for this contest. Those jerseys will then be auctioned off online for charity. That'll do it for this edition of In the Den presented by Travel Champs. Thanks for checking in here on HersheyBears.com, and we'll see you here this weekend.